There's some advice for a happy life that I constantly come across when reading articles or watching YouTube videos online. However, based on my own experiences, I have found many of these to be completely waste of time, or some even toxic if you're actually seeking to live or create a fulfilling life. And what's worst is that many of these have become like so common or normalized in our lives that we don't even question them anymore. They have become like default things to do or goals when we are trying to achieve a good life. In this video, I will share how I used to believe all of these pieces of advice and what do I do now to avoid these pitfalls. The first one is that you need to get ahead of 99% of people. This is something that I have seen on thumbnails and titles of so many YouTube videos the past year or so. And every time I think like, why do I need to become better than 99% of people? Why do I need to be in that 1%? I understand that if you are like an athlete, for example, and you have actual competitors in a race, yes, you need to train more. You need to do a lot of things so that you would be the number one. I understand that. But in this video, and in I think these videos as well, what I have watched, they're talking about life. Maybe there's something that they understand more than me, but at least for my own values, quite doesn't fit. And I completely understand that you need to kind of take pride and be proud of yourself. That's completely fine. But I think that there's two types of pride. There's the good and the bad. So having like self-dignity and self-respect. And the other one is like exactly superiority, so that you are better than the other. And I think that that is or can be toxic in the long term, because if you think that, okay, I'm better than those, I immediately and automatically like deserve their respect, life becomes very hard. And how I believe this was when, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was reading a lot of books and educating myself. I believe that I know so much more than other people, like I shouldn't listen to their advice. Now I just think completely differently. I believe that we are all on our own timeline, that it's not, as I mentioned, a race. You can be happy and still suck in the eyes of others. The second one is fix yourself and you'll be happy. I used to believe this too, like if I wasn't feeling good, there's something wrong. Or if I didn't like something that others did, it's like I don't fit in, I need to learn what they are doing, I need to all the time kind of get validated from other people. Otherwise, I was somehow broken. Believing like that the absence of pain is a good life or a happy life, that can be super toxic, because nobody can achieve that. Like nobody. Everybody will have bad days. What I have understood and what I believe now is that happiness is not like an end goal. It's more like it's an emotion. It's giving you feedback, hey, what you're doing is right. And I believe that if you feel happy now, you're already a successful person. Okay, there's some really nice sunshine outside, so I am going out. And you will come with me, of course. All right, here we are. The third one is chill life, happy life. I think it's many times romanticized like escaping and moving abroad somewhere, or kind of like retiring and not having to do anything anymore. Because I don't think that living a beach life in the Bahamas or moving off grid in Finland, even like what is my goal, will ultimately make me happy. A finance YouTuber that I was a few years ago did exactly this. Like he had a successful business in his, I think probably like late 20s. He sold it, he made a lot of money, retired, moved into some beach house, villa, I don't know, somewhere. And after like a month, he got bored. And he was like, no, I cannot do this life anymore. And he found new work, new challenges for himself. And I had a similar experience. Like when I was 20 years old or 19, I moved abroad and I was going to do this volunteering like program. And after all, there wasn't much work to do, and then I was like, finally I can chill and relax in my life. But after a few weeks also I got bored. I'm like, I need something to do. I need something that has a meaning. And this is the key thing. In order to live an actually happy and fulfilling life, you need to have some sort of meaning or purpose or a vision, and then solving the problems along the way to get to that is what actually makes us happy. I don't know why, don't ask me, but that's how I have learned that it works from my own experience and from others as well. And they don't have to be like curing cancer or anything big like that. They can be just like improving a relationship with your parents, or if you're not really healthy or moving a lot, it can be from going the couch to running a 5-kilometer run. That is already gives you a meaning, something that you can work towards. The fourth one is hustle. You cannot feel satisfied yet. This is, at least in my opinion, like a misconception that you shouldn't settle for this. You need to all the time go for something better. But I believe that satisfaction is something that you should feel during the process, when you're doing things, and not one day when you have finally made it, because when that day is gonna come anyway, probably never. You always want something more. How I used to feel this in my life was, for example, in the physical health. I need to be faster runner, I need to be lifting more weights, and also in my social circle, I don't have enough friends. I should have more. Friendship should be much deeper and better, and I cannot be satisfied with what I have currently. But now I understand that those who are never satisfied, they are never at peace. They are not okay with themselves. The people that are having this kind of sense of play and fun and not dissatisfaction when they are working towards something are much more likely to achieve those things and perform better. Feeling satisfied about something doesn't mean necessarily that you have to settle for it. You can still try to do and aim to do good things in your life, but it just feels like you accept what is and be grateful for what you have already now, like how far you have come. This is what I have started to do now with different things, like mentioned before, the physical health and my friends, that I'm so grateful for where I'm now. I can see damn, 2-3 years ago I was there and now I'm here, and that's amazing. 5, find the perfect partner to be happy. So thinking that there is kind of this perfect person waiting for you, and once you find that person and create this amazing relationship, you will feel happy forever. I don't know if this is what a lot of YouTube videos or articles are talk about, but especially movies. They brainwash us very badly in this. I used to believe, of course, all this too, but now I understand, after having been in a long-term relationship, that it requires so much work. It's so much that you need to put into it, and there are still good days and bad days, and I don't necessarily even believe that there's just the one or a soulmate. I think good relationships are not found, that they are built, and it requires that effort, a lot of effort. And still, if you find this good person and create this great relationship, relying on it to bring you that happiness or fulfillment can be really mentally harmful and toxic as well. I experienced this when I had been just working at home with my partner for a year or two, and then she found a job that she needed to be out from the house every day from 9 to 5, and that was so hard for me mentally. I was so used to and kind of relied on her presence there to make me happy and have those joyful moments, and then she was gone. It was very hard to accept that moment. So what I try to do now is find that kind of peace and happiness from within and from myself, and not from these outside sources, so that I can be happy without this person being constantly in my presence and needing to make me happy. I can make myself happy. That's super important. If you want to know the key things how I was able to build for myself an actually happy life and not follow these illusions, make sure to watch this video next. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey. See you there. Ciao.